Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. Here's a brand new story for you. In a futuristic city, where towering skyscrapers touched the sky and flying cars zoomed by, there lived a young girl named Aria. She was a curious and adventurous 8-year-old who loved exploring the wonders of her city. Aria lived with her parents, scientists who worked at the city's top-secret research facility, in a cozy little apartment on the 20th floor of a sleek, silver high-rise. One day, while rummaging through her parents' laboratory, Aria stumbled upon a strange, glowing orb. It was about the size of a basketball and emitted a soft, pulsing light. Aria was immediately drawn to it, feeling an inexplicable connection to the orb. As she reached out to touch it, the orb began to glow brighter, and Aria felt a sudden jolt of energy course through her body. "Mom! Dad! Look what I found!" Aria exclaimed, holding up the orb. Her parents, Dr. Maria and Dr. John, rushed into the room, concerned expressions on their faces. "Aria, where did you find that?" Dr. Maria asked, her eyes scanning the room. "In the lab, on the workbench," Aria replied, still holding the orb. Dr. John examined the orb, his brow furrowed in concentration. "This is an ancient artifact," he said. "It's from a long-lost civilization, one that was thought to be extinct." Aria's eyes widened with excitement. "What does it do?" she asked. Dr. Maria hesitated before speaking. "We're not entirely sure, but we think it might have the power to manipulate the very fabric of reality." Aria's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Can we use it to make our city even better?" she asked. Dr. John and Dr. Maria exchanged a nervous glance. "We need to be careful, Aria," Dr. Maria said. "We don't know the full extent of the orb's power, and we don't want to risk causing unintended consequences." But Aria was undeterred. She was convinced that the orb could be used for good, and she begged her parents to let her help them study it. Finally, after much persuasion, Dr. John and Dr. Maria agreed to let Aria assist them in their research. Together, they set up a special laboratory in their apartment, where they began to study the orb. As they worked, Aria discovered that the orb had the power to manipulate energy, matter, and even time. She watched in amazement as her parents used the orb to create incredible feats, such as levitating objects and creating miniature wormholes. But as they delved deeper into their research, Aria began to notice strange occurrences happening around the city. Buildings seemed to shift and change, and strange creatures began to appear in the skies. At first, Aria thought it was just her imagination. But as the occurrences grew more frequent and intense, she realized that the orb was having an unintended impact on the city. Dr. John and Dr. Maria were torn. On one hand, they were thrilled with the incredible breakthroughs they were making with the orb. On the other hand, they were worried about the consequences of their actions. They knew that they had to find a way to stop the orb's power before it was too late. Aria, determined to help, came up with an idea. She remembered a story her parents had told her about an ancient civilization that had used a similar artifact to create a harmonious balance between technology and nature. She suggested that they try to use the orb to achieve a similar balance in their own city. Dr. John and Dr. Maria were skeptical, but they agreed to give it a try. Together, they worked tirelessly to create a device that would harness the orb's power and use it to restore balance to the city. Finally, after weeks of work, they were ready. Aria, her parents, and a team of scientists and engineers gathered at the city's central square, where they activated the device. As the device emitted a powerful energy field, the city began to transform before their eyes. Buildings stabilized, and strange creatures disappeared from the skies. The air cleared, and a warm, golden light enveloped the city. Aria watched in awe as the city was reborn. She felt a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that she had played a crucial role in saving her home. Dr. John and Dr. Maria beamed with pride, hugging their daughter tightly. "We couldn't have done it without you, Arya," Dr. John said. As the city celebrated its newfound balance, Arya realized that she had learned a valuable lesson. She had learned that with great power comes great responsibility, and that even the smallest actions can have a profound impact on the world. From that day on, Arya continued to work alongside her parents, using her unique connection to the orb to help them make groundbreaking discoveries. And as she grew older, she became known throughout the city as a brilliant young scientist, dedicated to using her talents to make the world a better place. The end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.